Hello, hello, my beautiful beloveds. Thank you so much for being here and welcome to our Venus retrograde ritual to support our sacred sexuality journey and our spiritual evolution. So thrilled that you're here. It's a very, very powerful time right now. Venus retrogrades are very insightful and illuminating and clearing and healing and empowering in so many ways. I started working very intentionally with Venus retrogrades some years back and had just phenomenal experiences and growth and clearing and healing and really helping me to get into my power and step strong into the truth of me and find my voice and start living more in alignment with who I am, right? My authenticity. So I very intentionally work with the Venus retrograde every day for the duration of the retrograde, and that retrograde lasts 40 days and 40 nights. So where else do we know about that number and that cycle, that specific cycle? It's a powerful period of time, and we are, I don't know, maybe into day 10 or so, I don't know, depending on when this airs, but of the retrograde, and I've been doing ritual every morning, and it's a really simple ritual, so I just wanted to share it with you, so you can take advantage of this really powerful energy, and you can come to it any time during this retrograde, and you can practice it daily, you can practice it once a week, you can practice it once, right? Whatever speaks to you and however you want to connect with this energy and see how it's opening up for you in your experience. So let us talk first a little bit about Venus. Venus is the sacred feminine in our charts, in our astrology charts in the sky. She's a real sacred feminine energy and very much to do about worthiness and how we feel about ourselves. She's also about finances because there's that worth piece in the tangible world, right? So what type of abundance do we feel worthy of? And our own self-worth very much reflects our external world, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. If we're not feeling worthy and we're in a lack mentality and scarcity, that's the energy that we're going to attract into our world. So working with Venus and connecting with her energies to shift those habits and patterns can be extremely powerful, helping us to come into love, know that we are worthy, we are abundant, we are love, we are lovable, right? So it's our connection with the feminine, other women in our world in all roles that they play, family, mothers, daughters, sisters, and then friends, aunts, grandparents, right, grandmothers, female friends, female bosses, again, just any way the feminine is showing up in our lives, and that can be feminine in the masculine as well, right? So often Venus can highlight our experiences and our relationships with women and dynamics that we've had with women, right? And bring a lot of healing around that if that's needed. We all are dealing with potentially mother wounding, codependency things, relationship habits and patterns. So this is for the masculine as well as the feminine, right? Venus is about the feminine. So if you're a masculine, if you're showing up predominantly masculine, that's how you, experience life. How do you relate to the feminine, right? So really, really powerful to work with this energy and heal any wounding and step into our own empowerment around our own sacred feminine energy and really strengthen that and get clear on what that is. What kind of wounded feminine experiences and energies are we rocking out? Wounded feminine patterns. And I invite you to, type into your browser, wounded feminine patterns, wounded feminine qualities. That's the word I'm looking for. Healthy feminine qualities, right? When we see that and we can get clear on like, ooh, when I first started, I heard these terminology that's, wounded feminine, wounded masculine. It's like, okay, I could kind of get an idea like in my mind, just what that means. But when I like really looked it up and started exploring and researching that more, like, wow, that really shifted everything. And I was able to much more clearly pinpoint those wounded attributes in myself and how I was rocking out that wounded energy, right? And then again with everything, once we get conscious of it, then we can make different choices, and then, look up the healthy as well and go, oh yeah, I aspire to that. Or, oh wow, I'm really in that energy. I really rock out that pattern and frequency. So it's a very empowering. We can see, strengths and weaknesses and what we want to strengthen further, and what kind of weaknesses we want to release by getting conscious of them, and then, doing what we need to do. Once we see that wounded stuff in ourselves and we catch it in our interactions and how we're showing up in relationship, it's like, oh, there's that thing, right? So it can be a real game changer. So check that out. But Venus, again, back to the feminine, really helping us to work with the wounded feminine and strengthen the sacred, healthy feminine energies. So that's one way to work with this ritual, or the retrograde, rather. Also, Venus is, again, the finances and the lack. That's a real piece for so many of us, right? So another way to open into greater abundance. I know I already said that, so I won't revisit that. Let's see what else is Venus for me. Around sexuality, right? Because that's the umbrella of this channel. How am I showing up in my sexuality, in my healthy feminine, right? In my high priestess energy. For me, that's a frequency that I really resonate with. So how am I being in my truth? How am I standing in my power as a sovereign, sexual, amazing being here on this planet, right? So really helping to open into the healthy feminine sexual expression, which can often be, one archetype of the feminine with sexuality is receiving. Are we able to receive the masculine? Are we able to receive abundance? Are we able to receive love? Are we able to receive joy? Are we able to play and enjoy and have fun in this realm? Or are we really guarded and shut down and not allowing in? So that's one way for me. I really work with the feminine energy and just opening to receive, to be penetrated by the universe, to be penetrated by love, to be penetrated by joy and abundance, right? Allowing it into my field, allowing it into my body, right? Body, mind, spirit. Where am I allowing? Where am I shut down and blocking? So that's one way I really work with this energy as it relates to my sexuality, and just being able to speak my truth and know who I am as a sexual being and my sexual expression. How do I show up? What really turns me on? What lights me up? Am I rocking that out? Am I in integrity with it? Do I feel worthy of partners that are going to support me in that, in my desires and my wants and how I'm showing up? Like wanting to do ritual around sexuality. Are people coming in to support that? Or, am I attracting people that aren't into that? So that's the ways that we look at that when we get clear on who we are, what turns us on, what do we like? And then are we aligning with that? And are the people that are showing up in our world aligning with that? So, or open to that, right? And are we able to communicate? So that's another piece around the sexuality. When we're in our worth, when we know we're lovable, when we know we're amazing, we can communicate our needs and wants and desires and interests and just be strong in ourselves. So that's another way to work with this powerful Venus energy and this retrograde. And retrograde, I guess I didn't cover that, means for those that aren't familiar with astrology, Venus, the planets, they don't actually go backwards, but it looks to us like they do from our position on the planet, on Earth. It looks like the planet is going forward, that it stops and then goes backward. And that's the retrograde, right? And then it comes back forward. So, but again, that's just what it looks like to us. It's not actually going backwards. But when a planet goes backwards like that, it's a time to revisit the frequencies and energies and highlights of that specific planetary energy. So Venus, it's recreate, revisit, prioritize, there's a lot of words, right? I said revisit, return. It's different for each planet. Like Mercury retrograde is a whole different type of words. So look this up if you'd like more. I'm not an astrologer and I don't articulate this all that well. So look up Venus retrograde, what does that mean, right? What are the highlights of Venus retrograde? I'm just giving some real basics. But it's basically going back over an area of our lives and helping us to revisit and look at some of those things. What is not serving us, right? She's helping for us to see it, to illuminate it, to see what needs to go. And then when she moves forward, it helps us to really release. So the whole process is just like a revisiting, a exploration, a re-examination of what do we not want to take forward, what isn't serving us. And because she is in Aries right now, it's a brand new energy, we're moving into a whole new way of being, right? There's a lot of planets. This is kind of a heavy astrology video here, so you don't need all that information to move forward with this ritual, but it is a piece of it. So yeah, okay. So we're in a really big period of endings right now. A lot is happening in Pisces, which is the last sign of the zodiac, and it's a clearing. And it's I think a lot of us are feeling it, right? And then it moves into Aries. The planets move into Aries, which is the very beginning of the zodiac. It's a brand new, fresh start. So we're clearing out a lot and then moving into brand new ways of understanding and experiencing ourselves and the world, right? Old patterns, and I'm talking generational patterns and energies in the collective are being cleared out right now at the collective level and the personal level. And I think we're really seeing that. If you're here watching this, you're probably getting that, right? You're probably tuned into that and experiencing that for yourself. So then as we move into Aries, it's a fresh start. It's brand new. And really, Aries is our foundation. It's our sense of self, right? So it's really stepping stronger into our sense of self and starting to rock that out after a clearing, after many lessons learned, after old karmic stuff is being dropped away. Who are we now? What have we learned about ourselves, and how can we step into our power and really shine our light bright? Where is that strong sense of self? And Venus is helping us to really connect with that as she left Pisces, moved into Aries. So it's that brand new start. And now she's like, okay, but hold on a second. Let's go back over and make sure we're not taking anything with us. Let's revisit some of those things and make sure we're done, right? So she's going to go back over, and then she's going to move back into Pisces and clean some things up and just make sure, like, let's drop these old patterns, right? Let's be sure we're done with them. And then she's going to move back forward again and go on with her journey, right? And we're going to be clearer. We're going to be clearer in what we are not taking with us. We're going to be free from some of those patterns, a lot of those patterns. And then we're going to be clearer on who we are and how we're going to rock this out, and stepping with the strength, courage, confidence to really step into it, right? So very powerful time to recognize the energies, honor the energies. Take 3. I don't know. My video keeps cutting out. We're going to see what happens here. So, okay, what were we saying? Really powerful time to honor these energies, recognize them, and harness them to really support our process, right? There's definitely things that we know we're ready to let go of, old patterns we don't want to take with us. So, just based on everything I've shared here, what is that sparking for you? What is opening up for you as we talk about this, especially as it relates to the sacred feminine energies in your life and sacred sexuality, the feminine around, maybe it's there's old wounding, old patterns around the feminine energies in our sexuality, right? Whether that's, physical abuse, sexual abuse that we've dealt with, or just unhealthy relationship patterns that we've gotten into, regardless of what gender we are. There's a lot of unhealthy patterns around sexuality that we have inherited, that we've taken on, that we've learned, that we are just rocking out. So where are we ready to let go of some of that? Where are we ready to really see illuminating this ritual is about illumination as well. And that's what this retrograde is also supporting us in, helping us to see what needs to go, what we're done with, right? So we're going to get very intentional with that. So let me see. I was also going to say, if you know what house this is falling in your chart, really awesome to get even more intentional to work with the energies. For me, this is falling in my second house, which is all about worth, right? It's about self-worth. It's about abundance. It's about sensuality. This is the house of Taurus. And okay, yeah, I want to try to keep this real simple and not get too complicated with the astrology, but it's an earthy energy, but it's a very sacred feminine energy. Taurus is. So for me, with this retrograde happening in the second house, it's really bringing up all of those, worthiness, self-worth, abundance, finances, lovability, being in my body, the sexual energy of my sacred feminine expression, right? Where am I blocking myself? What's getting in the way of my being in all that abundance, knowing I'm worthy, really being in a lot of self-love, and really in just gorgeous, delicious, healthy, sacred sexuality experiences and encounters, right? So there's always something to work with here, right? Always some energies that are ready to go. So I'm getting very clear with that, and just really things are just opening up again as I've been doing this every day. Insights and wisdoms just come in when we set the intention to open into it, right? To really harness it. Like, so I'm going to go through the ritual here in a second, and I'll show you exactly how I do it. And if it speaks to you or resonates with you, again, feel free to explore and make this your own, because that's the beauty of magic and ritual and our spiritual path. It's all about us. So this is just what I do, and if that speaks to you, run with it. And either you can change it around, add your own implements, whatever it is, right? Just have fun and play. This is our sacred prayer to the universe, to Venus, to our higher selves, to our own divinity, right? It's always within, but it's fun to play with all of this and harness these energies, and just really it really supports us to step into our power and to know that we are part of this divine whole, right? And we can harness and work with all these energies because they're us, right? It helps us to really strengthen that and remember the truth of who we are. And remember how freaking powerful we are, right? And that we have all these allies. They are us, it's so supportive. It's gorgeous and nourishing and loving, and just that alone is powerful in this ritual. So I'm going to show you what I do, and then again, do with it what you will. So, okay, I'll show you our elements here. This is, it can be just considered candle magic, right? There's a lot of, you can look that up too. There's other ways to play with candle magic and do. I have a little tea light candle. I've been using these daily because a couple of reasons. They're just simple and easy, and I can travel with them. I tend to be on the go pretty often, so I'm not stable in one place. I was gone last week for a few days, and these are easy to carry around, right? And they've got their own little container. It's great, and they're really inexpensive too. There's like 100 of them for, not too much. Versus these candles, which a lot of people do ritual with. They're called chime candles, or there's probably other names for them, but if you were to look for them, online or in your metaphysical shop, chime candles, and they have a lot of different colors, which is super fun. So, but as you can see, a little bit different. You definitely need like a candle holder for them, but it's fun to have the different colors, because different colors have different meanings for us, right? They have different frequencies. So pink is for like divine love. I think of it as a sacred feminine. I also think of red as sacred feminine. Blue is also a feminine energy. Green can be about abundance and nature. Brown is very earthy, right? Black is good for banishing and clearing. White can represent everything, which is again why these are so great. So you can supercharge it with whatever, right? And it can be for, you can charge it with a color if you want, or just know that it is all the colors, right? So these are super fun, but again, just there's a little more to them if you're traveling, or also if you're doing a ritual every day for 40 days, this can get a little more expensive, but not a lot really. I mean, it depends. Some places will charge a whole $1 for these, which is kind of crazy. You can get them online for pretty inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon if you're an Amazon shopper. You can get a pack of 20 for, I don't know, maybe $10, maybe even less. I don't know. So, Yeah, these are a lot of fun. One thing I did not bring out here is like a safety pin or safety pin, paper clip that you can bend, and you can inscribe something in here or on this candle, right? Love, gratitude, abundance, joy, inspiration, romance, right? Whatever you're aligning with and really opening into, that can be a fun way to play with these as well. So I have brought also 2 crystals. This is a rose quartz, which is that really sacred, feminine, divine love energy. And it's not just feminine, but it's going with the ritual, right? But a very divine, loving energy, really beautiful frequency. And then this beautiful labradorite, which is the magician's stone. It's all about transformation, and this is a powerful one. So I bring this into all of my rituals because that's what we're looking to do, right? We're transforming something. We're transforming one frequency into another frequency. For me, it says some sort of low vibe frequency, fear-based energy like unworthiness, right? Into a beautiful high vibe frequency like worthiness, right? So I love the labradorite. It's a very, very powerful transformational stone. And then I have frankincense essential oil, and this is organic because I really prefer to use organic when possible. And then I like to anoint my candles with frankincense or many other essential oils. Each plant spirit has its own different frequency that supports different elements that we might be working with. Frankincense is a very magical, also transformative, powerful, protective, beautiful energy for spiritual growth and transformation. It's been used in a lot of traditions and lots of rituals. It's a powerhouse. It's a powerhouse. But there's tons of other, maybe lavender, like a nice soothing energy. Rose oil could be beautiful, right? Also very sacred feminine energy. Patchouli can be a really sensual, gorgeous, beautiful energy. Sandalwood is also very, very sensual, very beautiful energy. So basil is more for clearing and healing, right? So lots of different essential oils, lots of different plant frequencies and allies to support our process. So whatever's speaking to you, and you don't have to use oil. I really like it. I like adding the frequencies, right? Connecting with more and more frequencies to really supercharge our rituals. So then once we have all of our, a lighter to light our candle, and a little dish to put the candle in. You can use a plate, whatever. Be sure not to leave your candle unattended. This can go not well. You don't want to burn your house down, so be very careful. Put tin foil under it. Put it in a fireproof, experience. I've actually had a friend who did burned up and caught some stuff on fire. It was not good. It's not good. So do be careful, seriously. With this. Yeah. Okay. And then this is the time where we can get very clear on our intention. And this is a time where, if you want to take some time to contemplate what these energies mean to you, what's coming through, what's sparking for you, what is your intuition telling you? That's very sacred feminine, really allowing our intuition, connecting with our emotions, connecting with our psychic gifts and abilities, what's coming through, right? So just sit and give it some time and allow and ask Venus, ask if you want to approach it in that direction. What do I need to know right now? What is ready to be released? What am I ready to align more fully with? What energies and frequencies are not serving my highest good? And just, I used to take a lot of time and write things out, but it's easy enough to just sit and talk to Venus, talk to your higher self, and see. I'm going to take a little bit of frankincense and put it on there, on the candle. So I just dabbed a little bit. You can put it on your finger to rub on there. Thank you, frankincense. It's also, before we get going on this, let us just call in our beautiful spirit guides and allies. I like to say a little prayer before all of my rituals, so we'll start with that. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father, Son. Thank you, spirit guides and helpers. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, archangels and frequencies. Plant spirits and allies. Crystal spirits and allies. All of the beautiful frequencies that support us so beautifully. Thank you to our higher selves. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Sacred Feminine, Sacred Masculine, Sacred Sexuality. Thank you for holding us so beautifully. We're setting the intention to release that which no longer serves and open into more beautiful high vibe frequencies that support for the highest good of all involved and the spiritual benefit of all beings. Beautiful. Nice to have our space set. That's gorgeous. And then I just put, like I just did, some little oil on the candle. And if it says candle for calling in, you want to call in, right? When you're bringing in something or aligning with. If it's something you're looking to release, go out with the oil. Nice. All right, but I have my frankincense on here. Thank you, frankincense, beautiful plant ally. I'm just going to rub the oil into the candle as I'm connecting with these energies. And I just like to talk to Venus and, again, make this your own. Maybe you already have your intention set. Maybe you do want to journal and just take some time, and then you can set the intention into the candle. Like for me, I'll just keep it really basic for right now. And I set the intention to see what I need to see and know what is ready to be released, what is no longer coming forward with me. Please illuminate what's ready to go. Help me see. Bring it to my consciousness. Burn it up in the fire, releasing patterns that no longer support me, releasing old relationship habits and patterns that are not supporting, old patterns around sexuality that are not supporting, old patterns of unworthiness and unlovability that are not serving my highest good. And then I open into a higher sacred feminine expression. I open to see what I'm ready to step into, how to step into my power and into my strength. Help me see the truth of who I am, the truth of my divinity, the truth of love. Thank you, beautiful Venus. Asking for your help and support as we move forward into this retrograde energy, asking for insights, wisdom, clarity, guidance, support, in releasing what is ready to go and stepping stronger into my highest expression. Thank you so much. So that's a general basic intention, right? It doesn't have to be super complicated. We don't have to have it all figured out. You can get as in-depth as you want or as simple as you want, right? Just this simple act of setting intention sends a powerful message to the universe, to ourselves, that we are just ready to move into a next level. We're ready for transformation and we're ready to harness these energies, right? It's so beautiful. So, now it's time to light our candle. You can use matches, lighter, whatever works. Thank you, fire spirits. I'd love to say thank you. In lighting this candle, I release all of those gorgeous intentions out into the universe. Thank you, Venus. And we have our candle, or our crystals right there placed next to our candle to support our process. I know we're going to thank all of our people. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father, Son. Thank you, spirit guides and helpers. Thank you, archangels. Thank you, everybody. All frequencies that are supporting us so beautifully in this process. Thank you to our higher selves, knowing that we are all connected. We are all one beautiful frequency. We thank you so much. For the highest good of all involved and the spiritual benefit of all beings. Wonderful. So be it and so it is. So be it and so it is. So be it and so it is. And it's that simple. And it's that fun, right? It's such a joy to connect with different frequencies, and it really helps strengthen them within ourselves, right? We think of Venus as out there, but it's our sacred feminine energy that we are made of. We are made of all of this. All the planetary energies are part of us. All the archangel frequencies are part of us. All the plant allies are part of us, right? Mother Earth, Father Sun, it's all part of us. So we're really just strengthening our own powers, our own energies and frequencies when we connect in this way. So that's how I approach this, right? We're not outsourcing our power. We're just harnessing energy and getting clear on our own energy and strengthening that, right? Really calling it out. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That is it. And then we set it and forget. And you can, again, do this as often as you like. Yeah, take it and run with it, right? I like to do it every day. We're a little ways in right now, but I did want to just, bring this in for us to explore, and then just get ready to see what happens, I mean, not to be like expecting, but just recognize where things start opening up for you and where insights and wisdoms and messages start coming through to support you in your process, right? And, watch your dreams and watch synchronicities and signs, and watch how Venus and this sacred feminine energy starts showing up for you. How's it showing up in the feminine around you, right? What opportunities start arising? What communications start happening? You might all of a sudden get a call from your mother. That's what happened to me a few days ago. I got a text from my mother that I just don't get, right? And it was so strange and so weird, and I was like, oh my gosh, here's the Venus, magic, the Venus ritual energies happening, right? So it's things like that. Watch how the feminine starts showing up in your world, and yeah, take note, pay attention, and see what that's saying to you, right? And trust your intuition when it's speaking to you, right? So really open into that. I think that's all I want to say about that. It feels pretty clear. And again, under this umbrella of the sacred sexuality, really opening into a more healthy feminine expression within your energies, whichever gender you show up as, and however this speaks to you. But we all have wounded feminine energies we're rocking out, right? So, and especially around sexuality, right? Ability to receive is a huge one. Being in our bodies is huge. Allowing pleasure is huge. Moving down out of the mind is huge. That's all expressions of the feminine energy. So how can we strengthen those in ourselves? How can we open into that in a new way? So, yeah, thank you so much. Happy retrograde to you, right? We're in some very powerful energies right now, and we're coming up onto eclipse season, which is also really powerful time to be working with these energies. And that's a whole nother show, but it's getting good, right? March is a powerhouse month, again, with all of these endings, all this Pisces energy. Really powerful time for release, getting clear, and and you don't have to know exactly what you're releasing, right? For me, like, some of these patterns and habits are so freaking unconscious. We have no idea. We can't articulate them, right? But just setting the intention, like, either help me see what I need to see. Because again, the fire, I didn't say that. The fire is both illuminating what we need to see, and it's burning away and transforming. Fire is a transformative energy. How could I have forgotten to mention that? Oh my gosh. Fire. It's fire ritual, right? Shining a light, illuminating in the darkness, and just strengthening our light, right? Helping us to shine our light bright. So it's illuminating what's in the darkness that needs to be seen, supporting us to shine our own light brighter, and really transforming, burning up what's ready to go, right? The fires of transformation, spiritual growth and evolution, the fire energy. So how did I forget that? Oh, I'm glad we got that in before I got off though. So yay. Okay. Now that feels complete. Oh, I was saying in the Pisces energy, yes, a lot to release. So get conscious of it, get present. Again, that's what I was saying. It doesn't have to be specific, right? Just know that we're setting the intention to release. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, cool. I was going to get off, and I'm like, I keep saying getting off. You know where my mind is. That's funny. Yeah, I knew something wasn't quite complete there. So I'm a little scattered right now. That's okay. I've been doing a lot of magic, so it's kind of awesome. The energies are just like, they're so powerful right now. So yes, great time to harness. I'll stop with that. Please check out the rest of my YouTube channel to support you on your sacred sexuality journey, and visit my website for so many resources, sessions, programs, pilgrimages, tons of stuff and content on there to really support you in your process, and community events. And we'll be doing a really powerful energy healing session coming up at the end of the month to really take advantage of this powerful, powerful, powerful energy. Please check that out. It's very important. My guides are just like, this is going to be epic. So, and then we have our monthly sacred sensual dance meditation that's coming up here shortly too, or by the time this is posted, it may have just had it, but it's every month. So check that out. Really supporting us to get into our bodies and really open up that sensual energy. It's so gorgeous. And then Sacred Sexuality Discussion Circle, where we start diving into some of these topics and explore them more fully for ourselves, to support us on our process and to be in community and learn from each other. And so beautiful, so beautiful. These events have just turned out to be really gorgeous. So I'm excited to see you there if that speaks to you. Yeah, so all information is down below, and I'll put the what we need for the ritual, the supply list, down below as well. So yeah, thank you for being here and for your presence, and wishing you just so much love and worthiness and abundance on your journey, and beautiful, passionate, sexy, sensual connections, right? With yourself, with a partner, with the universe, with source, with your own divinity. Just gorgeous. All right, all.